let's go ahead and kick it off. Welcome back, everybody, to another Build Your Own Adventure community series, community stream. I don't have an official title for it just yet, but I should probably get one soon. But that's besides the point. I'm so glad that you all are watching this either live or after the fact. Um, this whole stream is dedicated to the community. It's dedicated to the viewers, and I want to make sure that everybody is getting the full experience of it. So if you're live with me right now, just remember that you are going to be dictating the story in the chat, and I'm going to account for a little bit of a delay, but I'm going to basically read the story out loud, and give the chat an opportunity to kind of direct which way we go in the story. Now, I have built up or generated a random description for today's adventure, and I figured that we could do a little bit differently with um, a continuing story, and we have the opportunity to build up some of uh, the backstory, or so build up some of the information about the story together. And so, what we're going to do is we're going to use this general description, which I'm going to read here in a second. We're going to put in some information about some of the races, some of the classes, the factions, the summary, and then we're going to go ahead and we're going to start building out the story. Now, I've been messing with AI Dungeon. I actually just got the trial subscription for the 2D dungeon, which or AI Dungeon 2, which is the little animated story one. We'll see how that goes. We'll see if that's any fun, and if we enjoy it. I'm going to try to get it going. I haven't had a chance to play with it too much. Actually, not at all, really. But that's what we're here for. We're here to have fun and have this adventure together. So let's go ahead and get started here. We have the name of our world, which is Adventura. Adventura. We should put a D in there. No, that's two on the nose. Adventura. It's under the genre of fantasy, and this was the random description we had. It is a world of modern magic and high fantasy. It was created by the ancient elves, and then conquered by the forces of evil when the elves fell. The world is now a mix of good and evil. It is filled with powerful magic and dangerous monsters. So that's the adventure generated kind of background that we have here. And so we're going to go ahead and we're going to use that, and we're going to move on to races. And so this is going to be our first opportunity to look at what we're going to put in for the race names. And then it's going to generate some of the races in the story for us. So if anybody has any idea that what we would want to call, I think maybe we'll come up with, let's say we'll come up with three races, because there's no elves. Normally we would have what, three or four races: humans, dwarves, elves. What am I missing? Humans, dwarves, elves, orcs, I guess. Halflings. Okay, let's not get crazy with it. Let's start with three or four race names, and then we're gonna generate the races, and we're gonna see what it gives us. So I'm gonna give the chat just a minute or two to catch up, and then well, yeah, we'll go ahead and see what we get. I'm gonna turn the music back up in the meantime, so that way we can enjoy the benefit of the ambiance. You guys, let me know, what should we name these races. We'll come up with a couple names here, three or four names for these races that we can get the random generation on. And then I promise I'll have my camera going here in just a minute, unless you guys would prefer to just stay, kind of no camera. But let me know. So let's come up with some race names. Um, let's get a name that starts with an F. The Flurian, something like that. No, we'll see what we can come up with. Let me turn down my microphone. It's be a little loud. I don't know how you guys are hearing it. Let me know. But yeah, let's come up with some race names. We'll give it a minute or two here for the chat to catch up. If anybody wants to throw something in the chat, okay, so let's get a race name with an F. Let's do that. While I wait for the chat, I'm gonna come up with just one name myself. Let's see. What can we come up with? Let's call our first name the Gurin. The Gurin. Gurin, two E's and like an apostrophe. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Let me hit the random generation on here. Gurin. Gurin are a small race, or a race of small humanoids, who are completely covered in fur. They are the trip of the century for any monster because they are small and defenseless. They are the trip of the century for any... that's interesting. We'll probably have to change that phrasing. A single goblin is enough to wipe out an entire tribe of Gurin. Oh my goodness. Because of this, they have learned to work with other races to survive. Gurin usually stay within their forest home, but when they leave, they are usually part of a large tribal group. Gurin villages are usually very large and well organized. Wow, so like not fairy-esque, but like very, very small, diminutive creatures. Let's go ahead and edit this really quick, and let's see. They are easy prey for most monsters. They are usually easy prey for monsters because they are small and defenseless on their own, lacking natural. Let's see, what can I spell? Natural armor or natural armor, nor do they have claws or fangs with which they can defend themselves with. What do you guys think about that? Let's fix this. Natural armor. Single goblin. Yeah, that sounds good. What do you guys think about that? Save that. Okay. So we have the Gurin. Let me read the description here. Gurin are a race of small humanoids who are completely covered in blue fur. They are usually easy prey for monsters because they are so small and defenseless on their own, lacking natural armor. Oh, what happened to the rest of my... Oh, I wasn't even typing. Hold on, let me go back. Lacking natural armor. Oh, yeah, let me edit this. Lacking natural armor or innate... What is happening? Oh, it's only letting me type so much. Oh, okay. I see. Oops, let's delete that. Close, save. I see. So it's only letting me type so much. Oh, okay. I was like looking down at the keyboard. I can't type and do that at the same time. Okay, so let's do another one. Select the dot for each race you want available in your world. Yes, that one. Okay. Oh no, I want the dot. Select yes. Okay. Did we come up with a name in the chat? We don't have a name in the chat, but if you guys want to add in a name in the chat for one of these races, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not missing it. Okay, yeah. So I don't see anything in the chat right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and generate another random race. And we have the elves, but the elves were wiped out, so we can't... Ooh, unless they weren't. No, wait, was that the other story? Gotta go back. Yeah, no, the elves were wiped out. Yeah, so when the elves fell... Well, I guess it didn't say they were wiped out. It just says the ancient elves, and now the elves have fallen, so these are maybe their descendants. Okay. Elves are a race with strong magical abilities. In fact, they are one of the strongest races in Adventura. They're also very beautiful, with fair skin and blonde or white hair. They are very sensitive to sunlight and enjoy the shade. Elves love life and all things beautiful. They possess the gift of immortality. This is so cliche. I don't even know if I want to keep it. We'll see if we keep that. Let's get at least 2 more races. And you know what I'm thinking? I like this sensitivity to sunlight. It kind of reminds me of the Drow. And I'm thinking that if the elves did survive some kind of eradication or downfall of their race, they probably would have gone underground, so to speak, gone to ground, gone hidden, and I can see them maybe becoming drow-esque. So maybe that's how we'll go with it. But let's go ahead and let's get 2 more races. I'm gonna let the chat catch up. If you guys want to vote or suggest the names for 2 more races, we can have at least 3. Like I said, I don't know that I'm gonna keep the elves in there. If we do keep the elves, I'm gonna change it for sure. In the meantime, while we're coming up with something for the elves, I'm gonna start changing it. Not something for them. While we come up with 2 other races, I'm gonna go ahead and start changing it. So let's see what we get. Okay, let's fix these typos because I'm not the best typer. Okay, let's see. This is what the new description we have for elves. Elf. Elves. Elves were once. I don't even know. Let me restart that. Elves were once the most powerful race. Once the most powerful race in the world, until they were nearly wiped out by the forces of an ancient evil enemy. Although they possess innate magical abilities, they have lost their once powerful connection to its source, and with it, their immortality. Elves were forced to hide in deep caves in order to survive, and as such, have grown averse to the sun. They have only recently begun re-emerging in the world over the last century. What do you guys think about that? How's that sound? You guys have to let me know. And then we need 2 more races at least. If you guys, anybody in the chat wants to let me know if we have 2 more races. If you guys just want to give me the names and then I can generate them, we'll see what we come up with. So let's get 2 more races in the chat. What do we got, guys? Okay, so it looks like we got a couple things in the chat. We got Tiefling and Minotaur. So let's go ahead and now we have our two other races. Let's go ahead and put those in and see what we get. Tiefling. Did I spell that right? Yeah, I did. T-I-E. Oh, no, hold on. T-I-E-F-L-I-N-G. Let's see what it comes up with. I don't know if it's actually going to pull from Tieflings. Oh, it does. Oh, sweet. Okay. Let me eat this kettle corn and then I'll read this. Delicious. Alright. Tieflings are a race of humans born from fiendish blood. Legends say that their arrival to Adventura was foretold by the return of an unspeakable evils. Wait, let me reread that. Legends say that their arrival to Adventura. Are we going to say Adventura or Aventura? Adventura was foretold by the return of the unspeakable evils that were banished by the ancient elves. Whatever the case, Tieflings have emerged and, like it or not, they have become a part of Adventura. I just said it was going to be Adventura. Adventura. There are good and evil Tieflings. The former are born from evil and are pure evil themselves, while the latter are born from good and are therefore more moderate in their tactics. Okay. That's good. That's a good starting base. We can make an adjustment to that. Now let's do the Minotaur. T-A-U-R. Yeah. Minotaur. Let's generate this race. The Minotaur is a passionate race. The Minotaurs are a passionate race that possess great strength and endurance. Their horns, which are typically red, are a sign of their strength and power. The Minotaur's horns are often curved and are often used for combat. Their skin is typically dark and they are very proud. They are a passionate race and are often into hobbies like wrestling and fighting. Okay. I like that. You know, for a decent background. Kettle corn. Oh. Okay. What do you guys think? Should we make any changes? I think those are good enough. We can always come back to that and make some adjustments, I think. Maybe not. The grammar, okay, the grammar leaves something to be desired, like the syntax. But, yeah, I think those are pretty good for a Tiefling and Minotaur. Just a random stuff we came up with. That's not bad. Alright. Let's go ahead and move to... So we're going to select... Should we leave elves in there? You guys have to let me know. I'm going to flip a coin. And if we don't get a solid affirmation on whether or not we should leave the elves in there, then we're going to go ahead and leave them in. Or we're going to leave them in. Wait, not leave them in. Now let's put them in there. There, where to go? Put it in there. Yeah, why not? Why not? Just leave them. Okay, cool. So we have 4 races now. Let's move on to our classes. Ooh. Okay. How many classes should we come up with? Let's say we got a magic user, a fighter, a healer, maybe a thief, or a sleuth, a sneaker. Sneaker. Alright, I'll get us started. An Avenger. Ooh, I'm in caps. An Avenger. Let's see what we come up with for an Avenger. Avengers are a specialized class that draw their power from the core of Adventura, the world itself. They are protectors of the elves and are trained in old elven arts of magic. They are able to channel the power of the world itself and use it to defend their allies and punish their enemies. They are the heart of any good team and the spirit of vengeance within them. They are always calm and focused, even in the face of certain death. They draw strength from the fact that they are fighting for a just cause. Okay. So we got five races we want to put in there. Okay. That's not bad. And let me get a sip of this. That's why we can't have popcorn while we do a stream. Popcorn always gets caught in my throat. Let's see if we got the camera going now. If we got this issue resolved. Mother trucker. Okay. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set the camera up a different way. If you guys will bear with me for a moment, I can get the camera going. Because my other camera is not working, I'm going to have to switch it and do it differently here. Oh my god. Now, all of a sudden, it just needed to be threatened is all. It just needed to be feared that it was going to lose its job, that it was going to be replaced. That's crazy. As soon as I move the camera, it starts working. Okay. Did we come up with a name for any of the other races? So like I said, I like that the Avenger name and the fact that they're trained to defend the elves. Like maybe because of their connection to the world, and the elves get their magic from some innate connection, right? So maybe that's interesting. I kind of like that concept, and they're avenging maybe the downfall of the elves against the evil uprising, the evil that had wiped out their race. Okay, so I got my camera going here. Let's see if I can get this to start working. Bear with me, folks. There it is. What an ugly background, DM JANGY. I know. I should get my green screen. I should hang out my green screen. If you guys want to give me a second, I'll hang out my green screen and you won't have to look at my ugly wall. Put this way. Put this over here. Get a little bit more centered on me. That's fine. It's so blank behind me, though. I should put up my little thing with all my stickers. Is what I should do. I need like a thumbtack. Oh man. There you go, my little sticker collection. That's some of them. I have some of them in a book. You guys can't even see them. Like it matters. Right? Ooh, doggy, I'm sorry. The dog's chilling on the couch with me. Still can't see it. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Black Wardens. Okay, that's what we have for our next race. Black Wardens. I like that. The Black Wardens. Black Wardens are the elite soldiers within the forces of good. They are highly trained in the art of combat and magic, and possess an innate understanding of the evil that resides within Adventura. That's the way I'm naturally saying it, so that's the way it's going to be. It's Adventura. 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 You just gotta say it fast. It sounds like adventure. When the need arises, the Black Wardens are the ones who are called upon to lead the forces of good in an effort to reclaim Adventura from the forces of evil. I want to get a strictly, because these, okay, so the Avengers are trained in the art of elven magic. These guys have combat magic. It is a very pervasive magical world, I think, is what we established. Okay, class name. We need one more class name. What did we come up with? Let's come up with at least two more classes. So we have the Black Wardens and the Avengers. What else can we do? I'm going to set up my green screen while we decide in the next minute or two what kind of little Poochie make an appearance. What kind of races we should have, or the names of the races. And maybe we should do it. We'll do a custom one. Let's do a custom one while we come up with a name. I'll write up a custom one in a second here. Let me put my green screen up. Okay, my love. Okay. And I am back. Okay. Let's we're gonna adjust that a little bit. This way, okay. Just adjust my... That's not gonna work. Okay. Okay. I'm back. I'm sorry. It's a crazy day today. Trying to get everything set up and I still didn't. Oh my god. Still not. It's still not right. Oh, I need to have this thing like way over. You know what? We're just gonna... Minor adjustment. There we go. Perfect. Perfect. Right. Yeah. Yeah. I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Okay. Sorry, but we're back. Okay. Black Wardens. We got that. Now, I'm going to come up with a custom race, and then we can come up with a name together. My dog left me from the couch. I was moving around too much. She didn't like that. Let's see what I can come up with. Put this side. Make this a little bit. Okay. Let's see. Something melee. The X. Alright, powerful clan. assassins. 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 That's how I remember it. Assassins. Powerful clan of skilled assassins whose members consist of all races across Adventura. They are well trained. The art of deception and death. Their exploits are considered rumors. No, that doesn't make sense. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that like they're mysterious, like they're reputed to have done all these things, but nobody's ever caught them. Nobody's ever found. What am I trying to say? They're well trained in the art of deception and death. No target has ever escaped their reach, nor have they ever their skills have been sought out by kings, merchants, and by people of all kind, from kings to paupers. Nah, because how could a pauper report an assassin? Maybe with a life debt. Law of surprise. What do you guys think? How's this sounding so far? Let me read what I got. Oh, fuck. There, okay. The X are a powerful clan of skilled assassins whose members consist of all races across Adventura. They are well trained in the art of deception and death. No target has ever escaped their reach, and their skills have been sought out by people of all kinds, from kings to crones. Hey, that's funny. But what are we going to call them? What are we going to call them? What should we call them? Let's put a pin in that. We need at least one more class. So we've got a strictly melee assassin class. We've got a battle, like Eldritch Knight. Art of combat and magic. Like it could be a paladin, like a death paladin, kind of. No, I mean they fight for the forces of good. What's a death paladin? What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of World of Warcraft. But yeah, Shadow Hunters. I like that. I'm gonna name that our assassin clan. Shadow Hunters. Okay. We need one more class. What should it be? What class should it be? Got a magic user. I would say the Avenger is pretty much strictly like yeah, I think that sounds like just strictly a magic user to me. The Black Warden sounds like a mix between magic and melee, like a paladin or a oh man, what was I thinking of? It was something else. And then we have the Shadow Hunters, which are like the assassin, rogue, other trucker. Okay. We need one more race. A healer? We should probably have a healer, right? Yeah, let's have a healer. Man, this Black Warden, though, I want to have somebody that's strictly melee, but that's not a... I mean, I guess the strictly melee assassin class would be... Because it is a world of magic. Must be somebody coming home. My dog's barking. Let's make it a healer class. Let's say, oh, the hand of hand of spirit. I'm gonna call it like, oh man, should we just call it a healer? No, yes, that's it. The hand of Argus. I think that's cool. Hand of Argus. It's just random. Just whatever. We're making stuff up. Hand of Argus. Let's see if it comes up. It's not going to come up with a healer class. Tanky DPS class. Argus is one of the few beings who can match the power of the Serpent of Chaos. Ooh, okay, it's starting to be deep there. Priestess who has dedicated her life to serving the cause of good. She's a formidable... Okay, I like this, but we are going to change that last section. Helping hand healers. Okay, let's see what it comes up with for helping hand healers, because I am moving too fast in the in this stream. I always do forget a little bit about the delay. So let's see helping hand healers. Ooh, and I like, man, so I set the parameters for AI Dungeon to be like a little bit more creative and a little less repetitive, and to learn, and it is doing a good job. I mean, I've only started using it a little bit in these settings, but it's done a good job. The helping hand healers, which we might just call the Hand of Argus. These are the mages that need magic to create curative potions and balms. They can easily heal allies, but are weak to curse inflictions. Syntax, grammar again. They wield a variety of healing tools and arm themselves with offensive magic to fight offensive enemies. I would change that to defensive magic to evade enemies. And they can easily heal allies, but lack the strength to lack the stamina. No, let's not nerf them. None of the other classes got nerfed. Why do healers always have to be nerfed by being squishy? Priests of Argus. I like that. Priests of Argus. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Like that. Priests of Argus. Priests of Argus are powerful high priestesses who have, let's say, healers, because then it's not just, because it could be, priests could be women or men or women, but priestesses is just women, depending on your religion, I guess. Even in the midst of battle. Yeah, man, that's good. I like that. All right, so let's go ahead and give this a full read. The priests of Argus. The priest. Oh, okay. Let's say if it's singular, like it's talking about this singular kind. The priest of Argus is a powerful. No, Okay, so we're gonna have to change that. The priests of Argus. Did the other ones? Did we do it like that? Yeah, we didn't. Our hello, wife. Are powerful. The priests of Argus are powerful high healers who have dedicated their lives to serving the cause of good. These are the mages that need magic to create curative potions and balms. They can easily heal allies even in the midst of battle. They wield a variety of healing tools and arm themselves with defensive magics to evade enemies. Yeah. Okay, so let's delete that. Nice. So we have all 4 of our races. This is coming together. This is going to be the beginning of something good, something great, something fantastical. Okay. So we have done the info, the races, the classes, and the factions. Now is where we are. We'll have locations, and then we'll have our summary. Ooh, and then we're going to get to change some. We're going to be able to put on the world event. Ooh. So we have to find a map. Okay, very cool. Okay. So we have our factions. Which one is that? Let me see what that looks like. That's fine. My forehead's still shiny. Whoa. You guys like that more? Let's see if I can reach. I just rearranged my room. And so that's why I don't have anything set up anymore. Although it took me like, what, 2 seconds to set up my green screen? Like, come on. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come back like that. I'm trying to do it so you guys are like, so it looks like I'm looking at you and I'm looking at the... Oh, but look, now I gotta change my shit again. I'm gonna do a map. Okay. One Shot Wonders in the chat says, followers of Argus seems like a must faction. Definitely, something like that. Something of Argus. Okay. So let's call it the Faith of Argus. Faith of Argus. And that'll be the name of one of the factions. They are the Faith. And it'll just be like a whole religious faction. Oh no, the evil god Argus. Oh man, so then the priests of Argus. Oh man, okay, so we've come to a dilemma. It's so funny. Faith of Argus. The Faith of Argus is a church which is dedicated to the evil god Argus. The Faith of Argus is filled with corrupt priests who use their powerful magic to control the people of Adventura. The Faith of Argus is the cause of most of the problems at Adventura. They constantly fight against the elves and their friends. Okay. Priests of Argus. Oh man, that's like... Okay. What do you guys think? How do we reconcile this? Because the priests of Argus are supposed to be good. Right? So we could change it. And we could give it a different like patron name kind of. And then we can have Argus be the opposing faction. Or maybe the priests of Argus are like opposed to the Church of the Faith of Argus. No. That's a little too cognitively dissonant. Okay. What do you guys think? So One Shot Wonder said, claim to serve good, but behind closed doors they are serving a dark lord. Okay. I can see that. What do we do about the priests though? What do you guys think? Let's think about this. Let's think about this. Hmm. There. Okay, okay, okay. They present a facade. Facade. Is that how you speak it? But okay. Okay. Hey, we got a new follower. 225 games. We got Orc Camp here. So let's just do a recap of everybody that's in the stream right now. We got Rosanna Chavez, One Shot Wonders, 225 games. Let's see. Hold on. Let me see who's all up in here. I'm still getting. This is only like my second time. Appreciate you 225 games. Like, huh. Users in chat. There we go. I found it. Bam. Yeah. So I'm like doing multiple things, but there we go. Appreciate you. We got Abba Costello, Cubit, One Shot Wonders, Orc Campers, Anna Chavez, Chenwala. Sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So is that 6 people, 5 people? Okay, awesome. Well, yeah, thank you all so much for being here. So let's just do a quick recap of where we left off. Okay, so this is where we are. We're in the world of Adventura. It's a world of modern magic and high fantasy. It was created by the ancient elves and then conquered by the forces of evil when the elves fell millennia ago. Millennia. The world is now a mix of good and evil with multiple factions vying for. I just don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to spell it. Vying for control. It is filled with powerful magic and dangerous monsters, but also brave champions and filled with powerful magics, dangerous monsters, and brave champions. There we go. So that's where we have right now. It is a world of modern magic and high fantasy. It was created by the ancient elves and then conquered by the forces of evil when the elves fell a millennia ago. The world is now a mix of good and evil, with multiple factions vying for control. It is filled with powerful magic, dangerous monsters, and brave champions. Awesome. The 4 races that we have are the Minotaur. The Minotaur are a passionate race that possess great strength and endurance. Their horns, which are typically red, are a sign of their strength and power. In their culture, and are recognized actually around the world. Because everybody should know that the Minotaur's horns, the bigger the horns, the more powerful he is. The Minotaur's horns are often curved and are used for combat. Their skin is typically dark and resistant to, no, let's not say resistant, typically dark, and they have what can only be called a thick hide. They are a proud, passionate race and are often into hobbies like wrestling and fighting. The Tiefling. Tieflings are a race of humans born from fiendish blood. Legends say that their arrival to Adventura was foretold by the return of the unspeakable evils that were banished by the ancient elves. Whatever the case, Tieflings have emerged, and like it or not, they have become a part of Adventura. There are good and evil Tieflings. The former are born from evil and are pure evil themselves, while the latter are born from good and are therefore more moderate in their tactics. Elves. Elves were once Elves were once the most powerful race in the world, until they were nearly wiped out by the forces of an ancient evil enemy. Although they possess innate magical abilities, they've lost their once powerful connection to its source, and with it, their immortality. Elves were forced to hide in deep caves in order to survive, and as such have grown averse to the sun. They have only recently begun re-emerging into the world over the last century. And finally, the Gurin, the humanoids who are completely covered in blue fur. They are usually easy prey for monsters because they are so small and defenseless on their own, lacking natural armor. A single goblin is enough to wipe out an entire tribe of Gurin. Let's give the Gurin a little more love here, so that way somebody would actually want to be a Gurin. By strength alone, let's see. I'm gonna take this. Let's get out of that. Gurin based on strength alone. But no. And are highly skilled crafts people. Highly skilled. What can I spell? Crafts people able to create amazingly intricate works with their tiny hands. So there you go. So they're like the artificers. They can make clockwork, amazingly intricate clockwork like clockwork creations. Clockwork like esque. Clockwork-esque creations with their tiny hands. Okay, so those are our four races: the Minotaur, Tieflings, the Elves, the Gurin. I think we should probably make one more, but we'll come back to that. We have, so like something in between all of these, like the humans, like the average, like they don't have to be humans. This could be the four races. Who's the powerful race though? Like the Minotaurs have taken over the world, and they're like fighting against Tieflings, and the Gurin are like trying to be friends with everybody. We'll see. See what happens. Okay. Got a plan. Okay. Nah, orcs. Yeah, I do want to add. I do want to add orcs, but I want to add orcs that are like modern and sophisticated. What do you guys think about like having like orcs that like use technology and live in cities? Say like a high orc. Oh no, this was the classes. Oh, let me delete that. Oh, although that did look interesting. High orcs. Let's see what we get for high orcs. High orcs are slightly taller and stronger than the normal orc kin. They have adapted to their new surroundings and now have a culture of their own. The high orcs have a strong belief in themselves and their abilities and are not afraid to speak their minds. They have created a number of powerful magical artifacts that they use to strengthen their position and to weaken their enemies. That's not bad. I like that. That makes them sound modern. It makes them sound a little more advanced. Yeah. So there really is no like humanoid like race, not humanoid, but like human race. I like that. But the Gurren work with everybody. Mm-hmm. 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 I like that. The Gurren are like neutral. Everybody wants to work with the Gurren because they have like the tiny little hands and they make like these tiny little, really intricate little things. Mm-hmm. Cool. What do you guys think about that for high orcs? They sound shy. Societal, sophisticated orcs. I like the last sentence. They sound shy. Gamerfinger. Gray aliens. Gray aliens. So like, oh, that could be. Maybe the aliens are the ancient evil. Nah. I do like the idea. I do like the idea of adding some aliens. It is a modern world, but maybe the aliens are more from like maybe the aliens are from their moon. You know what I mean? And they like developed a whole separate world on the moon. It's a large moon, and now they've come down to invade. That's interesting. Yeah, I see Argus as the ancient evil too. So let's finish that. So we got the 5 races. I like the idea of aliens. Let's make that a part of the story, and maybe let's see what we can do with these classes. The priests of Argus, the Shadow Hunters, the Black Wardens, and the Avenger. So we have the priests of Argus are powerful high healers who have dedicated their lives to serving the cause of good. But we just said that Argus was the ancient evil god. I gotta change. Priests of Argus. Man. So what are we gonna do about these priests like that serve the cause of? Oh! I know. Spreading. Serve the cause of conversion to their faith through what is it? Not selfless, but like where you do something to try to whatever do their like works, acts of service. Yeah, so the priests work with anybody because they just want people to convert to their faith. I like that. Because in the Shadow Hunters, since Black Wardens are the forces of good. Okay. Mm-hmm. 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 So Gamerfinger says the ancient evil should be the root of all evil. Money. Hmm. That's not a bad idea. Having it be like the pursuit of some, but then I think anything could be a form of currency, right? If you think about it, and the magical connection to the world in which some of these powers are drawn could probably be that currency. Like who has possession of it is the powerful, or are those that are most powerful, or maybe just an evil wizard whose name is Money. Money Jones, Money P Jones. Well, speaking of wizards, we have the classes. So let's see what we have for the classes. Priests of Argus. The Priests of Argus are powerful high healers who have dedicated their lives to serving the cause of conversion to their faith through acts of service. These are powerful mages that need magic to create curative potions and balms. They can easily heal allies even in the midst of battle. They wield a variety of healing tools and arm themselves with defensive magic to evade enemies. Then we have Shadow Hunters. The Shadow Hunters are a powerful clan of skilled assassins whose members consist of all races across Adventura. They are well trained in the art of deception and death. No target has ever escaped their reach, and their skills have been sought out by people of all kinds, from kings to crones. And we have the Black Wardens. The Black Wardens are the elite soldiers within the forces of good. They are highly trained in the art of combat and magic and possess an innate understanding of the evil that resides within Adventura. When the need arises, the Black Wardens are the ones who are called upon to lead the forces of good in an effort to reclaim Adventura from the forces of evil. Maybe defend. Why we're going to wait until it's already done. Who have been are the ones who have been called upon to who were called upon and work to evil, a ceaseless task. And then we have Avengers. Avengers are a specialized class that draw their power from the core of Adventura, the world itself. They are the protectors of elves and are trained. Should the elves get a just? They are protectors of. I don't like that they are protectors of elves. Maybe they are protectors of ancient elven. They're protectors. I know I liked it because it avenged the downfall of the elves, but then it's like I feel like we're giving too much credence to, not credence, but like the elves get a lot of, I don't want to say exclusivity, but favorites. What do you guys think? This is the community stream, so you guys have to tell me how you feel about the Avengers. One Shot Wonder says mysticism as a class. Mysticism. I'm sure you meant to say mysticism. Do you mean like being able to do you mean being able to like read tea leaf kind of mysticism? Oh, I have an idea. Yeah, no, Gamer Finger, I don't know that that's necessarily the tone we're going for, but I appreciate you suggesting something. I think we're more going for that kind of that idea of high fantasy. But I do like the idea of the lasers. Aliens with lasers. Again, I like that idea of off-world because that's not something you usually see. One Shot Wonder said, like a standard practice of magic, like a wizard, or whatever the game comes up with. We could do one more random class. Avengers makes sense of them wanting to be the original class of all ancient elves. Maybe they want to reclaim the power of the ancient elves. Maybe the elves were really advanced, but then the tech has been lost to time. Yeah. I do like that because it was like a millennia ago, and then the elves retreated, and the Avengers. Maybe Avengers have discovered some of the ancient, especially because they draw the power from the core event. They are trained. And have access. Oh, I don't think it's gonna let me type that. Okay. Lost ancient elven secrets are their strongest motivation. Maybe reclaiming lost ancient elven secrets. What do you guys think about that? I think that makes the Avenger idea a little bit yeah, a little bit more like they're going after something that's in the past. Plus, they're protecting the ancient elves themselves specifically. Yeah, I like that. Okay, let's type in samurai. Who said that in the chat? One Shot Wonders. Tales of their quest in elven ruins are legendary. Yeah, I like that. Tales of their quest into ancient animals. Put that at the end. And they are core to any strong venturing team party. Yeah, that sounds good. Okay. And then One Shot Wonder said that we should make like a samurai class. So let's see. I like that idea. Okay. Ooh, yes, I think this is perfect. And then we'll just change the name. The samurai are the last line of defense for the people of Adventura. A warrior class. The samurais are masters of combat with a warrior class. The masters are a warrior class. The samurais are masters of combat with a blade and an expert at using their magic to aid in battle. So every class pretty much is getting access to magic, which is cool. Except the Avengers. Oh no, yeah. But it doesn't say that they have magic. Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Magic. But that's cool. Let's finish reading that, and then let's give the Shadow Hunters access to magic as well. Okay. Let's restart this. The samurai are the last line of defense for the people of Adventura. A warrior class. The samurais are masters of combat with a blade and an expert at using their magic to aid in battle. They are known for their discipline, honor, and skill. The samurai are the defenders of the people and will do anything to protect them. They are masters of the blade and proficient at using magic to enhance their weapons and armor. The samurai are the last. Okay, wow, it just really. Tsunari. What do you guys think about that? Bladesman? landwalkers. They walk the land seeking battle. Where did I put? What should we name this one? Tsunari. Tsunari, yeah, I like the Tsunari. One Shot Wonders. Tsunari, because then it's like samurai. The Avengers are kind of like the Tsunari, except they're more like, what makes them different? The Tsunari, the last line of defense for the people of Adventura. Warrior class, the masters. The Tsunari are masters of combat with a blade and expert and they use magic to enhance their armor and weapons. They are known for their discipline, honor, and skill. Tsunari are the defenders of the people and will do anything to protect them. Once a Tsunari has dedicated themselves to a cause, only death can break their oath. Ooh, yes. So they're like the paladins. They don't get their magic from commitment. And then we got to give the Avengers. Okay. And then I was going to give the Shadow Hunters some magic as well. They use the magics, deep magics drawn from shadows, sadness, and death to augment their abilities. Yeah. Sadness magic. I am powered by the tears of orphans. And then I think that making the Tsunari like oathbound, kind of, I think that makes them a little bit different. Straight warrior class, oathbound, whereas the Avengers, excuse me, monster. Avengers are a specialized class that draw their power from the core of Adventura. The world itself. They are trained in old arts of elven magic, able to channel the power of the world itself and use and defend their allies and punish their enemies. Yep, yeah, they are kind of. So let's take this out. Let's take out this section. And power of the world itself to what? To what? Draw the magic from the sun. Sunnari. Ah, they draw the magic from the sun. From the twin sons of Adventura. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, man, this is getting good. Yeah, Avengers is sounding less and less. Okay, let me rewrite this. Avengers are a ancient cast of seekers. Ancient cast of ancient cult. that rose shortly after the fall of the elves, who have dedicated themselves to reclaiming the elves' lost technological wonders. The ancient elves' lost technological wonders. They use magically infused artifacts to manipulate the world. No, to defend themselves as. No, they use magically infused artifacts to exert power and influence, as well as to turn the tide of battle. Not good, not evil. Ambition? Why am I not? Oh God, there's a T. Stupid. Stupid, stupid. This is the problem with autocorrect. People stop learning how to fucking spell. Believing it to be their exclusive destiny, and that they are the only ones who can be trusted not to destroy the world. Okay, so there you go. So they're just like, they have to do it so that way, because they have to, whatever. It's their dogma at this point. What do you guys think about that? So we got the 5 factions. We have the Shinari, the Priests of Argus, Shadow Hunters, Black Wardens. I'm going to give the Black or elite soldiers within the forces of good. Their name stems from the black walled prison tower, black walled prison tower of Festus. No, I don't like that. Black walled prison tower of what? Of what? What do you guys think we should call it? Because I'm thinking, now they're the Black Wardens, they lock up evildoers, whatever, in the Black Tower. That's their job, is to control. But maybe what they're doing is secretly trying to control greater, or like powerful people that are more powerful than them. You can't trust anybody. So what do you guys think? What's the name of the prison tower? Let me know in the comments what we should name this prison tower. Because the Black Wardens, the Midnight Spire, or Camp says the Midnight Spire. I like that. The walled prison tower of the Midnight Spire. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They serve. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the Black Wardens are the elite soldiers within the forces of good. Their name stems from the black-walled prison tower of the Midnight Spire that they serve. That they serve as jailers of evil. Evildoers. Whatever. Evildoers. Ooh, it's a bad guy. They are highly trained in the art of combat and magic and possess an innate understanding of the evil that resides in Adventura. When the need arises, the Black Wardens are the ones who are called upon to lead the forces of good in an effort to reclaim Adventura from the forces of evil. A ceaseless task. Yes, this is coming together. All right. Now we have our factions. We have the Faith of Argus, is a church dedicated to the evil god. Man, but if we know, okay, so maybe we don't know that Argus was the ancient enemy. Oh, God. That's too, okay. The Faith of Argus is a church dedicated to the evil god Argus. To let's say an ancient. To the, oops. To an ancient god referred to as, just called Argus. The faith of Argus is filled with corrupt priests who use their powerful magic to control the people of Adventura. The faith of Argus is the cause of most of the problems in Adventura. But they remain behind the scenes as agents who sow discord to there's agents who sow discord to compel conversion for the sake of salvation. They constantly fight against the re-emergence of elves who they view as a threat to their power, to their position of power. Yes, because they don't want the elves. They don't want the elves to come back. They believe the elves brought down the long forgotten. One shall wonders. Are you saying that's the ancient god? Members of the Faith of Argus seem like they'd have a serious beef with the Avengers. I agree, because like the Avengers want to bring back like these technological powers. That's right. We got to come up with a faction of the Avengers. Okay. Faith of Argus and let's see, the Seekers of Spark. No, that's dumb. Seekers of, let's just call them the Truth Seekers. The Truthers. Let's call them the Truthers. No. What should we call the people who make up the Avengers, like the faction that make up the core of the Avenger class? Oh, I guess the Avengers, really, the Avengers are more of a class. Let's take this out, and let's gonna make that part of the like the backstory of the Avengers. Okay, let's change the name. Let's see. Avengers are Okay, okay, okay. I know how I'm gonna do this. I know how I'm gonna do this. Avengers are a class of magical of magic users who have adapted ancient elven technology through their... Okay, here we go. Avengers are class of... Avengers are a class of... I want to say scholars, but not like... Yeah, you're absolutely right, One Show Wonders. They do sound like a faction. No, you caught that before I even did. Yeah, so let's say the Avengers are... But I want to make a tech... No, we don't have to have a technology. Let's just make the Avengers a class. We can still have the 4 other races. Okay. So the Avengers are going to be the not the class, but like a faction. Okay. Tsunari, the Priests of Argus, the Shadow Hunters, the Black Wardens. Yeah, let's do that. And the faction is going to be Avengers. No, let's just add the custom, and then we'll do a... Oops. The Avengers are an ancient cult who arose few centuries after the fall of the ancient elves. They seek out remnants of the ancient elves' technology, which is reputed to have been the most powerful artifacts in the world. And are rumored to be the cause of the ancient evil which ultimately destroyed... No, that's lore. The Avengers seek to reclaim the ancient elven power and possess it for themselves in a belief that... and I'll fix the spelling errors here, in a belief that they alone are destined to control the world, and that in the wrong and in other hands the technology of the past would be used for power, not destruction, and they seek to maintain dominance over the ancient artifacts. And they seek to control the... just to control the world, and in other hands... Oh, that's it. What was I trying to say? In other hands... God, why can I not spell? We reclaiming position for themselves that they are alone are destined to control the world. Lest it. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Sometimes aligning with elves. But ancient cult of elves. The faith of Argus is eternal. The faith of Argus is and many races belong. No. Belong to the. Let's take that out. I don't want to make it exclusive to elves because I don't want to make it like elves against the world of ancient cult. Yeah, okay. So then it's just like an ancient cult who rose a few centuries after the fall of the ancient elves. They seek out remnants of ancient elves. Elven. Oh, fuck. Elven technology, which is reputed to have been the most powerful artifacts in the world. They are rumored to be the cause of, and are rumored to be the cause of the ancient evil. The Avengers seek to reclaim the ancient elven power and possess it for themselves and believe that they alone are destined to control the world. Hey. Okay. Let's come up with one more faction, and then it'll just be like the good faction. Okay, One Shot Wonder said, pause, hold up. Reclaimers are a group of scholars who are not defenseless. They draw their power from ancient elvish artifacts that have long since been lost to the time. That's fine. We can go back, and like I said, I'm not giving. I should be slowing down and leaving time for people to get back to it. The Avengers faction, along with swordsmen, spellslingers who seek to bring about the second rise of elves. Oh, Reclaimers are a group of scholars who are not defenseless. They draw their power from the ancient elves artifacts. I like that. I like that because that could be our other class that is from the Avengers. Yeah. I like that. So then, okay. Reclaimers could be the class that come from the Avenger clan cult. Yeah, One Shot Wonders. I do like that. I like the idea of making a class for the Avengers, and I think Reclaimers would be good. Group of scholars who are not defenseless. Yeah. Scholarly, like the wizard kind of class, but with technology. Yeah, let's do that. What was it? It was Reclaimers. Granted access to the technologies of the Avenger. These scholars are anything but defenseless, harnessing the ancient elven powers to manipulate reality and long lost in the Reclaimers are part of the Avengers faction on the swordsmen, spellslingers. they do not focus heavily on weapons. No. They do not rely on weapons, instead choosing to focus their energies, focus their attention on unlocking the secrets of ancient elves. This is, man, I'm struggling with this. They use these ancient tools to attack enemies ancient elven powers to attack enemies, defend their allies, and manipulate reality. They are opposed to the rise of they often are elves, but they also consist of those who oppose the I'm gonna say they oppose the the priests of Argus, the priests of Argus probably should not be, unless we're gonna have classes that like could these two classes be in the same party? That's gonna be interesting to see. Traitor Guild faction, Indiana Jones time. Yeah, I'm having a hard time with the Reclaimer. I don't want to make them elves again. I don't want to. They can use their ancient tools to tap into to locate lost power sources, lost sources of magic, bolstering their allies through the infusions they can create with their technology. Good enough. Good enough. Okay. And then Orc Camp said a Traitor Guild faction. Let's see what it comes up with. The Traitors. The Traitors are a group of evil wizards and warlocks that have banded together to take over the world of Adventura. They are a greedy and selfish group that cares not for the well-being of the planet. They will do anything to gain wealth and power and will stoop to any level to do so. The Traitors are the main forces behind the evil factions of Adventura. Well, let's see. I think we should change the name. I like it. I like it. They don't serve a god, they serve power itself. Let's call them the Blasted. What do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about that class? It does like evil. You're absolutely right, Orcamp. I think we're gonna have to do a custom class. So we got about 15 minutes. I'm gonna wrap this up in about 10 minutes, actually. So let's come back to the class. I do want to. Actually, no. Let's not. Let's do that. Let's do this class. And then here's what we're gonna do. Next week, on next Monday, we're gonna do another community stream, and we're gonna pick back up where we left off, and we're gonna start doing our locations. Faith of Argus. Which one's that? Oh, and then each one can get its own location. Cool. So yeah, let's change this to the blasted. Okay, so we have the blasted. Let's come up with see what it comes up. If I just type in traders. Perfect. The traders are a group of good traders that roam the world of Adventura. They are a neutral party that is not aligned with any faction. Their only goal is to make a profit and will do anything to get it. Some of the most powerful heroes in Adventura are traders. They're always looking for new goods to buy and sell. What do you think about that, Orcamp? Does that fit? One Shot Wonders, I wish we could get to the adventure, but it's going to be about 2 hours. And so this is going to be the fun of it, is that next week we're going to pick back up, and we're going to already have built out all of this stuff, and we're going to be able to start building the adventure. Something to look forward to, so we can come back next week. He said, wait, so we're not even going to get to the adventure? We might. If I can convince the world to stop turning. No, I'm kidding. We could try to get to it. We still have to build out locations. It'd take some time to try to or to get to this point. But we'll do a quick recap. We got the trading faction in there now. We have the Blasted. We have the Faith of Argus. We have the Avengers. Do we need another class or another faction? I don't think we need it. 4 is good enough. Now, you know what? We'll skip the locations for now. We'll skip the summary or the world of Adventura. NSFW. You must select at least one location for your world. Let's just generate a random location. Let's see what we get. Giorgio Aldera is an important city in the world of Adventura. It is the capital of the elf-inhabited territories, and it is ruled by a council of nobles. The city has seen many cycles of prosperity over the years, and is a beautiful example of an elf-style city. The council of nobles is made up of the eldest elves, and they are the most powerful force in the city. The city has a powerful police force that is tasked with maintaining order in the city, as well as a strong army to defend against outsiders. I think that sounds like a great, instead of elf, it could be our high orcs. What do you think? Ooh, and we need a high orc faction. We need a high orcs faction. I'm going to see what it comes up with, and then we can change the name. High orcs are the principal race in the continent of Adventura. They are a strong, cunning race with a legacy of great heroes and powerful magic. The High Orcs are currently in control of the continent and are fighting against the other factions to expand their territory. They are led by a powerful shamanic leader who has a powerful arm of the army and is adept in using the magic of the land to his advantage. I like that. So that way the High Orcs can get... I mean, we could just call them the High Orcs. That's just the faction. Like, they're as a collective... What do you guys think about that? How do you guys feel about having the High Orcs, the High Orcs, Maybe we should call them orfs. Should we call them orfs? ORFs? Should we call them ORFs? No? Yes? No? Okay, we're going to keep them, call them orcs. I got to find something really quick. I think I'm sitting on it. Orcs reign. Yeah, and you know, you don't see that too often. Actually, almost never. I think in some of R.A. Salvatore's the Jersey Jordan books, like the Tribe of Thousand Arrows or something like that. Like the orcs were being led by a really smart orc, powerful, who was being backed up by the shaman. And I want to say like his whole thing was like, I want to make a people, like a space for my people in the world. And that's what he's fighting for, is like equality, right, as the orcs. But I like that. I think that's a cool idea, that the orcs are the dominant race of the land. Let's change that a bit. They have a now the culture, and now their strong culture. They save the Minotaurs and are the dominant race of the land, living in grand cities with armies that are among the most powerful in the land. Cool. Yeah. Oh, so Minotaur. Okay. And then we have the High Orcs, the Traitors, the Blasted, the Avengers, and the Faith of Argus. We got our classes. We've got a location. Orc. Hi. Why is it not letting me type? Let's delete that. Add a custom. It did not. It's not giving me. Where's I think we're having a little bit of a thing. Let's refresh this. Locations. Oh man, it's not. Oh, because I don't have them selected. When the elves fell, it left a gap that the orcs were able to fill. Yes, I like that. Cameron, no, I didn't like it. Let's. Ooh, okay, that is actually kind of. High Orc Castle is the capital of the High Orcs. It has a massive fortress built into the mountainside that is filled with thousands of High Orcs. The Orcs are a warlike race and have long been at war with the Elves and other races of Adventura. The High Orcs have a strong military, but are often outmatched by other races. But are often outnumbered let's say they're outnumbered. They're the strongest race, but they are outnumbered. No, but are often, but are fewer in number than the Minotaur. But wait, what are the other? But are. It does not suddenly stop liking me. Why is it not letting me type anymore? We can adjust that. What do you guys think about that? Or we had, hold on, we had this one, which was Giorgio Aldera, most important city in the world of Adventura. It is the capital of the. We could put Orc. It's not letting me. Why can't I type? I can delete stuff, but it won't. Oh, okay. So, Orc. Inhabited territory since ruled by a council of nobles. The city is seen by Orc style city. The city Orcs. Yeah, police force. We don't need that. The city has a powerful army to defend against outside enemies. I think that sounds better. This we can definitely. I think we can adapt that to be like the Minotaur, castle. What do you guys think for the High Orc castle? And then this one could be Aldera. I like that name. What do you guys think about that? We could have Aldera be the capital. Aldera be the capital of the Orc city, and then we're gonna switch the Orc capital to be the Minotaur capital. What do you guys think about that? You let me know in the comments. I have to look for something really quick. Yeah, Big Minotaur Mountain Fortress sounds pretty sweet. Orc Camp, I would have to agree with you, and I think it seems very apt. Yeah, it looks better with the light on. Not that I'm the focus here, but it was kind of dark. Okay, so Aldera is going to be our Orc Camp. For our Orc City. And then, the capital of the Minotaur city. Yeah, it's not letting me. Weird. See, like, it'll let you, when it auto-generates its own thing, it'll do more, but it don't let you type. See, if I go and type it myself, that's it. Okay. the capital city of the Minotaur. Grenhold. Is a massive fortress built into a mountain side and is filled with thousands of Minotaur. I always forget that. T-A-U-R. Minotaur. Okay. The Minotaur are a warlike race and have long been at war with the other races of Adventura. While they have a powerful military, they lack the numbers to outmatch the high orcs for control. The Minotaur have a powerful king whose strength individual strength and prowess in battle have single-handedly turned the tides of war in his people's favor. So they got a king. He's hella powerful. What do you guys think about that? Grenhold. Okay. So I'm gonna wrap it up here. We gotta find free world art high fantasy. We gotta find some artwork here. I like this. This one looks good. What do you guys think about this map here? Feel free to use it in your private projects. Have fun. I hope that means I can use it. Log in to download. I don't have a DeviantArt account, do I? I don't think so. No. Oh yes, Orcamp, the great charging king whose horns can break mountains. That is the legend that he has started to. Oh, I like that. I like that idea that the king. So yeah, I need to find some artwork, a good world map. We can try to do that in between these two. So I do gotta start wrapping up the stream here. We're hitting about 2 hours, and I promised the wife I'd keep it at 2 hours. Let's just do some random locations for the blast. The blasts don't need a location. The Faith of Argus, I think, needs a location for sure. I guess Church Stronghold. The Pit of Despair is a prison for casters who have fallen to despair and have become twisted and evil. The pit is filled with the worst of the worst, and the Faith of Argus has strict rules against casting harmful spells on each other, or the monsters in the Pit of Despair. If either will. I don't know. I mean, if the church was trying to be like hiding their motives, I don't think the Pit of Despair has the right theme we're going for. Okay. Pilosopolis is the largest city in the world of Adventura. It is the capital of the Argos Empire, and it is a center of trade and culture in the world, or in the region. It is a city of endless markets, where any item can be bought and sold, no matter how illegal, immoral, or dangerous it may be. The police are corrupt and overworked. Pilosopolis is a city of crime and corruption. It is a city with a vast underworld of shady characters. Time to be gritty. That really lines up with that shadow class. Using magically negative emotions has its own cost. Yeah. I think this would be a good faction for a good location for the Blasted. No. Well, they're evil. Blasted are evil. Yeah, no. The Pit of Despair. I think the Pit of Despair. That's kind of a little. I don't know. It's kind of. I like this one. We can make some adjustments to that. Avengers. We're gonna generate them a random location. There's kind of their base of operation. The Avengers Mansion is the headquarters of the Avengers. The team of super. That's funny. That's funny. It's basically trying to describe the real Avengers Mansion. Should we leave it? Here's what the full description says. The Avengers Mansion is the headquarters of the Avengers, a team of superpowered individuals who defend the world from the forces of evil. Well, obviously we gotta take that out, because that's not what the Avengers are. It serves as their... Nah. We're gonna redo that one. I don't like that one. Avengers Mansion. Come on. Oh my god, I did it again. No, the Avenger Mansion was once a great palace of the ancient Avengers. It was created by an ancient elf with the help of some other elves a long time ago. It was meant to be a great headquarters to the Avengers. But an evil wizard took control of the land and forced the Avengers to flee the mansion. It was then rebuilt by the Avengers, this time with the help of the magical community. It's an enormous mansion with many secret rooms and passages. The Avengers now live in the mansion and use it as a base of operation to plan their battles against the Faith of... Oh my god, are you kidding me? That's weird that it does that. Base of operations. I think that sounds pretty good. Okay, so we have our 4 locations. And we're gonna play our world. You guys ready? We're gonna do this for a minute. Hot minute. We're finally gonna get to the world. Okay, here we go. Publish. I don't want to push. Play world. The world of Adventura. It is a world of modern magic and high fantasy. It was created by the ancient elves and then conquered by the forces of evil when the elves fell a millennia ago. The world is now a mix of good and evil, with multiple factions vying for control. It is powerful. It is filled with powerful magic, dangerous monsters, and brave champions. Alright, let's do a quick start. See what we get. Quick start on this adventure, and then we'll go ahead and leave it at a cliffhanger. Huh? Just delete that. Let's see what we got. Retried. It is a world of modern magic and high fantasy. It was created by the ancient elves. Okay. You are Beck, an orc black warden in Aldera. Man, it is, yeah, it's not, I don't know if it's the 2D, the little, what is it doing? What? The AI dungeon is not having a good time. You are Beck, an orc black warden in Aldera, the capital of the orc inhabited territories. Beck's clan is one of the oldest in the clan of the Black Wards, but they have not been able to earn the right to become a clan chief. While he waits, he plays a flute to entertain himself and hopes one day to earn the respect he deserves. Okay. Yep, right. Clan chief, yep, right. Flute, yep. Entertain himself, yep. Okay. Alright. There we go. Now, we have the option to do, say, or have something happen in the story. We're not going to get into it just yet, because this first part was building out the backstory, building out the factions and everything else. Like I said, we're going to be doing a little bit differently, so that way next week we have the foundation, and we can start on the world, start having this built shared community adventure. I could probably keep going for another couple hours, but I promised the wife this would be a short stream, 2 hours at the most. So here's what you're going to do. You're going to check it out next week. You're going to set a reminder. You're going to set an alert. You're going to, set an alarm, whatever you have to do, and you're going to join me at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next week, so that way we can find out what happens with Beck, the Orc Black Warden in Aldera. Yeah, that's all I have for you then, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of this second, but first in the continuing series of the Build Your Own Adventure community stream. I really appreciate everybody taking the time for to drop by and give me some love, and yeah, this has just been fun. It was fun watching AI Dungeon come up with some of this stuff. It was fun watching or having you guys help me build up this world, and yeah, I look forward to seeing what we can do with it next week at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you all again so much for being here. If you don't already do so, please follow me on Instagram at DM JANGY. And make sure you follow me here on Twitch so that way you can stay up to date with all of the awesome streams from your favorite Dungeon Master. All right, everybody, have a great rest of your week. Stay safe. Roll well.